In linguistics, a homonym is, in the strict sense, one of a group of words that share the same spelling and pronunciation but may have different meanings. Thus homonyms are simultaneously homographs and homophones. The state of being a homonym is called homonymy. Examples of homonyms are the pair stalk and the pair left and left. A distinction is sometimes made between true homonyms, which are unrelated in origin, such as skate, and polysemous homonyms, or polysemes, which have a shared origin, such as mouth and mouth. In non-technical contexts, the term homonym may be used to refer to words that are either homographs or homophones. In this looser sense, the word row and row are considered homonyms, as are the words read and read. Etymology: the word homonym comes from the Greek a 1/2 I 1/4 I 1/2 I 1/4 I, meaning having the same name, which is the conjunction of a 1/2 I 1/4 I, common, same, and a 1/2 I 1/2 I 1/4 I plus or minus meaning name. Thus, it refers to two or more distinct concepts sharing the same name, or signifier. Note: for the H sound, see rough breathing and smooth breathing. Related terms. Several similar linguistic concepts are related to homonymy. These include, homographs are usually defined as words that share the same spelling, regardless of how they are pronounced. If they are pronounced the same, then they are also homophones, for example, bark and bark. If they are pronounced differently, then they are also heteronyms, for example, bow and bow. Homophones are usually defined as words that share the same pronunciation, regardless of how they are spelled. If they are spelled the same, then they are also homographs. If they are spelled differently, then they are also heterographs. Homographic examples include rose and rose. Heterographic examples include to, and their, unregistered trademark re. Heteronyms are the subset of homographs that have different pronunciations. Such words include desert and desert, tier and tier, row and row. Heteronyms are also sometimes called heterophones. Polysemes are words with the same spelling and distinct but related meanings. The distinction between polysemy and homonymy is often subtle and subjective, and not all sources consider polysemous words to be homonyms. Words such as mouth, meaning either the orifice on one's face, or the opening of a cave or river, are polysemous and may or may not be considered homonyms. Capitonyms are words that share the same spelling but have different meanings when capitalized. Such words include polish and polish, march and march. However, both polish and march at the beginning of sentences still need to be capitalized. Further examples: a further example of a homonym, which is both a homophone and a homograph, is fluke. Fluke can mean a fish and a flatworm. The end parts of an anchor. The fins on a whale's tail. A stroke of luck. These meanings represent at least three etymologically separate lexemes, but share the one form, fluke. Similarly, a river bank, a savings bank, a bank of switches, and a bank shot in pool share a common spelling and pronunciation, but differ in meaning. The words bow and bow are examples where there are two meanings associated with a single pronunciation and spelling. Two meanings with two different pronunciations, and two distinct meanings sharing the same sound but different spellings. In addition, it has several related but distinct meanings. A bent line is sometimes called a bowed line, reflecting its similarity to the weapon. Even according to the most restrictive definitions, various pairs of sounds and meanings of bow, and bow are homonyms, homographs, homophones, heteronyms, heterographs, capitonyms and are polysemous. Bow, a long wooden stick with horsehair that is used to play certain string instruments such as the violin. Bow, to bend forward at the waist in respect. Bow, the front of the ship. Bow, a kind of tied ribbon. Bow, to bend outward at the sides. Bow, a district in London. Bow, a weapon to shoot projectiles with. Buffer, a branch on a tree. Homonyms in historical linguistics. Homonymy can lead to communicative conflicts and thus trigger lexical change. This is known as homonymic conflict. See also, list of true homonyms, heterography and homography, synonyms, different words with identical or very similar meanings, notes, Some sources restrict the term homograph to words that have the same spelling but different pronunciations. See, for example, the Blackwell Encyclopedia of Writing Systems, pages 215, and the Encyclopedia Britannica. Some sources restrict the term homophone to words that have the same pronunciation but different spellings. See, for example, the Blackwell Encyclopedia of Writing Systems, pages 202, and the Encyclopedia Britannica. Some sources do not require that heteronyms have different pronunciations. See, for example, the archived Encarta dictionary entry in the Fun with Words website. References